Alright guys, so with the update being out for more than a week now and the arena kind of getting a little bit stable now, although there are still comps coming out left and right and stuff like that, but the cookies that are going to be used are still going to be used, right? Although, once again, the teams might change a little bit. I think it's about time for me to share with you guys the PvP tier list for April 2023 now after the Capsaicin as well as Prune Juice update. And of course, we do still have the second part of the Triple Cone Cup, which is going to be featuring Queen of Man cookie. So once that happens, there still might be a little bit of changes that might happen with the potential light comp with the new Magic Candy coming out. But for now, let's get into the tier list for the current meta. And this is going to be based on my opinion as well as my experience on reaching around all the way up to top 100 inside of the pure vanilla server as of right now. But first, let's get started with don't use all the way up to the S- tier just like before. And it's going to be including Fig as well as Sonic and Tails. So one thing that you guys can see that changed is that Chili Pepper is not inside of the don't use section. All right, so because of the fact that Chili Pepper did get a buff, she is a little bit better than Fig, Sonic, and Tails now, and will be moved on to the C tier, which is going to be including with Dark Choco as well as Madeline, Raspberry, Pastry, Lilac, Poison Mushroom, as well as Tiger Lily. Still not as good, but better than before. Does that really matter for the meta? Not really. But let's get into the B tier now. Kumio, Black Raisin, Cherry Blossom, Latte, Twizzy Gummy, as well as Snow Sugar, Mango, Mint Choco, Sparkling, as well as Candy Diver. These cookies haven't changed at all. They're still the same as before. With the meta changing and stuff like that, they still don't have any particular use, but once they get some magic candies and stuff like that, we might see them come up into the meta. And then the next one is going to be A tier still with the magic candy. Milk cookie is still going to be A tier with Affogato as well as cocoa and licorice with the magic candy. They're still just very whatever in the meta, but still not very used, especially milk cookie as well as licorice, although they did get a magic candy. Milk cookie did have a little bit of usage here and there, but licorice never really got a chance to shine inside of the meta. And then the final one for now is going to be the S- tier with Dark Cacao now finally being pushed out all the way to the S-. I feel like it's better to put Dark Cacao in S- now because there's really no particular comp except for just a random, just comps that you guys might be using because you don't have any of the real meta cookies. And then we still got Sea Fairy. Looking forward to her buff. Hopefully it comes out next update, but we'll have to see. We still got Caramel Arrow, Sorbet, as well as Eclair, Cotton, Pomegranate. We got Pumpkin Pie, Macaron. We got Carol, Cream Unicorn, Almond. Clouded Cream also is down to the S- tier. Looking forward to his revival possibly with the new light comp that might be coming out with Queen of Man. And then we got Pinecone here, as well as Cream Puff, Oyster, as well as Purple Yam with the magic candy. All right, so these cookies are decent still, but not going to be the best anymore inside of the meta. Most of these cookies did have once their chance inside of the meta, but right now it's not going to be the case. All right, now moving on to the meta as well as the SS and the S tier cookies. These are going to be really the ones that matter the most here. So let's get started with these cookies. So starting off with the meta, these are going to be the cookies that are going to be used the most inside of the arena right now. And let's get started. The best cookie right now, without a doubt, is going to be Moonlight. And then, of course, combo with Stardust. These two are going to be really the main backbone of any team right now. The main damage dealers. Their combo is really, really good. Moonlight weakness debuff, sleep the entire team. Stardust is able to take advantage of the sleep, shoot out meteors, as well as put the sign of the star debuff, increasing the damage output as well as the decreasing the healing and all of those things. And on top of that, being able to sleep as well. And then we got our Holloberry and Pure Vanilla, the two ancients that have received the buff during the anniversary. And they're absolutely kicking it still inside of the arena. Best tank as well as one of the best healers, if anything, inside of the current arena. Now moving on to the main secondary tanks right now, alongside Holloberry for the standard double tank comps, it's going to include Capsaicin as well as Werewolf with the Magic Candy. Yes, I would say Werewolf has fallen off a little bit, but it's just really because of the fact that Capsaicin directly compared to Werewolf is a bit better than how Werewolf is. All right, so Capsaicin has a 6-second immortality and being able to deal consistent damage compared to Werewolf right now. But I'll have to say Werewolf is still going to be meta because of the fact that we still have a lot of one-shot comps being used inside of the arena. And Werewolf is going to be the best counter in order to mess up the skill order and just being able to deal a ton of damage to any of the one-shot comps right now. Capsaicin is still going to be the #1 pick right now as the secondary tank, but Werewolf is right behind him and still going to be part of the meta. And then next one is going to be our Sherbet as well as our Frost Queen. These two are still going to be the main key backbone again for Frost comp, which are still going to be countering any of the standard teams as well as the Capsaicin teams that are going around right now inside of the meta as a great offensive build, as long as they don't have any monocles and things like that. So as a player who may not have Stardust or Moonlight, you definitely can still take advantage of the Frost comp. And then the last one is going to be BTS. BTS did fall off the meta for a little bit, slightly. All right, I'll have to say from the last tier list because of the fact that we got so many of these burst comps, and BTS just didn't cut it for all the healing and things like that. But with the release of Capsaicin as well as Prune Juice, BTS's debuff resist as well as the stun immunity and the damage resist and things like that is just becoming really useful once again. And it's not a good sign just because of the fact that BTS is now going to be unavailable for every single new player or returning player because the event is gone. But I'll have to say right now, instead of the current meta, it's either going to be coming down to either pure vanilla or BTS as your main healer. Now moving on to the SS tier are going to be including Prune Juice. Prune Juice is really good still inside of the arena, guys. You guys have seen some of the teams that I've shared with you guys, and as a secondary DPS, Prune Juice, although he is going to be using poison damage, which was not that great inside of the arena, he's just able to deal so much damage with the amplify that he has for himself, as well as the Prune Juice Jelly. It's just really good and really unique because of the fact that it's not going to be based on HP, but it is going to be dependent on how many hits that Prune Jelly is going to be taking. So total of 30 individual hits needs to be required in order to get rid of the Prune Jelly. And in reality, in the duration that the Prune Jelly is going to be available, there is no way your enemy team is really going to be able to hit it 30 times. So you're pretty much able to keep the Prune Jellies up 100% of the duration and still deal a massive amount of poison damage. Next one is going to be Blueberry Pie. Blueberry Pie is still super amazing, and you guys probably already seen some of the teams that utilizes Blueberry Pie as well as Moonlight, Stardust, and Frost Queen, the new Blueberry Pie one-shot. And even without it, a triple DPS comp with Blueberry Pie, Stardust, Moonlight, or Blueberry Pie, Stardust, as well as Frost Queen, or a combination of those is still really good. And I'll have to say Blueberry Pie is still an amazing epic cookie as your main DPS. And the next one is going to be our Space Donut as well as Brood and Milky Way. These three are going to be your top choices right now for the one-shot comp. And we do still have some secondary options as well, something like Red Velvet and T-Knight, but I'll have to say these three are going to be your main options for the current meta. And then we still have Black Pearl as well as Captain Caviar and Squidding, the members of the one-shot comp, including Black Pearl, who can be replaced by someone like Moonlight, but these are going to be your main cookies for your one-shot comp. And Black Pearl still is amazing even without a one-shot comp. So I'll have to say Black Pearl is still not far behind in the current meta and still can be used greatly inside of the arena. And the next one is going to include Parfait as well as Herb. So Parfait with the buff as well as the amount of, continuous damage from something like the poison as well as the fire allows Parfait's 50% debuff resist to really shine. And on top of that, because of the fact that Parfait did receive the buff where she's going to get resistant to interrupting effects, she is really good right now as a secondary healer. If you guys do use any of the Frost comp or even just any standard single tank comp right now with someone like Pure Vanilla or even BTS. And of course, we still do have Herb. Herb is still good, but not as good as before, just because of the fact that now we got someone like, Prune Juice and Brute one-shots and things like that. So yes, Herb is still a decent option as a healer if you guys don't have someone like BTS or Pure Vanilla, but not going to be the best either. All right, so now moving on to the last one is going to be the S tier. These are going to really be the secondary option if you guys don't really have any of the cookies from the Metal or SS tier. and are still going to be just decent inside of the arena. All right, and that is going to include Molotov with the Magic Candy. Molotov with the Magic Candy really didn't get a time to really shine just because of the fact that we still have Werewolf, who is going to be really good as a secondary tank, and Capsaicin, who's just going to be a really better version of Molotov right now, although the buffs and things like that are going to be different. But there are going to be Molotov Magic Candy comps that are still available with something like the standard team where you use Hollowberry, Pure Vanilla, Stardust, as well as Moonlight, and Molotov with the Magic Candy being able to stun, being able to deal extra fire damage and things like that allows Molotov to be useful. But like, once again, just because of the fact that Capsaicin has come out with the Molotov Magic Candy, it's just going to be better to use Capsaicin if you guys have him. All right, next one is going to be Crunchy Chip, still a decent secondary tank, as well as Wildberry, and Financier. These guys are going to be just really, like I said, a very decent secondary tank option if you guys don't have someone like Capsaicin or Werewolf alongside your Hollowberry. And then we got T-Knight as well as Red Velvet. These two have kind of jumped up in the meta as well because of the available one-shot comps with these two. And I'll have to say these two are probably going to stay at the S tier as of right now because of the one-shot trends that are going to, be consistent within the arena. So they'll go and come back here and there. So they're probably going to stay at the S tier for right now. And then the next one are going to include Espresso with the Magic Candy, Riot with the Magic Candy, as well as Vampire with the Magic Candy. Decent secondary DPSs as well right now, although they're not used too much inside of the arena. If you guys don't have any of the DPSs here in the meta or the SS tier, they're still going to be a decent option. And then last one is going to be Prophet. The Prophet is still really good inside of your Frost comp, as well as even just a regular comp, including someone like Sherbet as well as Moonlight, but has definitely fallen off a little bit inside of the meta just because of the fact that we are using a lot more Parfaits right now, as well as just Pure Vanilla and BTS to deal with the Capsaicin as well as Prune Juice and all the sleep debuff and things like that. But there you guys go. That's going to conclude the PvP arena tier list for April 2023, including Capsaicin as well as Prune Juice for the first part of the Triple Cone Cup update. I hope you guys found the video helpful. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys have any changes or anything that you guys would like to make. But once again, guys, just keep in mind that the arena is going to constantly change, and the cookies are going to go up and down with Queen of Man cookie coming out and a potential light and slash attack speed cost that may come up. We don't know how the arena tier list is going to change after that, but I hope you guys take this video as well as the tier list as a guideline to see exactly who is going to be a good option for you guys to upgrade right now for the arena, and then also to compare it with the upcoming PvE tier list to see which one you guys would like to really upgrade. But once again, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys found the video helpful, and I'll see you guys all on the next one.